but it also took the intervention of our brothers and sisters from West Africa through the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, and the United Nations to help restore peace to Liberia. In his lifetime, President Nelson Mandela once said, without peace and international security, nations cannot focus on the upliftment of the most honored privilege of their citizens, unquote. He followed that, quote, peace is not just the absence of conflict, peace is the creation of an environment where all can flourish, regardless of their race, color, creed, religion, gender, class, and or any other social markers of differences, unquote. We have converged from many nations, yet with a common purpose under this roof, to help make our world more secure and peaceful. A peace that surpasses all religions, creed, political persuasions, tribes, and nationalities. Peace, global peace that reflects humanity in our actions, to care for our people nationally and our world globally. Peace that secures our world by respecting the human rights of all, especially minority tribes and groups. Referencing my country Liberia, after a civil war, a war that sadly, according to credible data, claimed the lives of over 250,000 people, we mustered the courage as a people to arrive at a peaceful solution. A resolution that will offer security and a peaceful environment, not just for Liberia, for Liberians, but for the West African region as a whole. A comprehensive peace agreement was signed in August of 2003 in Accra, Ghana. And I must say that since then, Liberia has sustained a period of uninterrupted stability, transforming from one of the most volatile to one of the most peaceful nations in West Africa. Additionally, last August, marked 21 years of peace in Liberia following the end of our brutal civil war, painfully experienced by our nation and people. We also celebrate successful democratic transitions, which is a testimony to our resolve to continue to maintain the peace and to make enormous progress. I'm quite cognizant of the state of our world that we are in today. But even as we gather here, conflicts continue to flare or in other parts of the world, affecting millions of our global citizens, whose only crime is to be born and to live in their own homeland, for they are not politicians, neither are they members of armed groups. Yet, they continue to live in fear, deprived of the conditions, left to face an uncertain future. Indeed, global security is an imperative for lasting peace to prevail. We must do all that we can so that peace and non-violence can become the obvious or predominant modes for living with differences and diversity, because such progress has been achieved in the last century. But yet, too much of our world is still entangled in strife, divisive and destructive conflict, and war, something that is extremely concerning and should be concerning. We submit to you that we must all take responsibility for the state of affairs of our global space. For in almost every nook and cranny of our world, human rights found bombers are reasons to resort to force and violence in addressing differences that we surely should attempt to resolve through negotiation, dialogue, and reasoning. In all of this, one thing is clear: development and peace are indivisible. Without peace and global security, nations cannot focus on the upliftment of the most underprivileged of their citizens. And when I say global security, I'm referring to the absence of threats to the vital interests of our world. We must strive to create conditions that are humane and favorable in our countries where our citizens will be able to enjoy an inalienable rights, exercise the freedom to associate and choose politically, and have access to basic social services. That, I would say, will be a step in securing lasting peace. In the words of Mahatma Gandhi, I quote, "If we are to reach real peace in the world, and if we are to carry on real war against war, we shall have to begin with children. And if they will grow up in their natural innocence, we won't have to struggle. We won't have to pass fruitless annual resolutions in the United Nations General Assembly or even at the Legislators, if I may interject. But we shall go from love to love and peace to peace until at last all the corners of the world are covered with that peace and love for which consciously and or unconsciously the world is hungry." The profundity of Gandhi's words must resonate with all of us as we seek the sustainability of a global security and lasting peace. As nations, in all that we do, we must prevent conflict and alleviate human suffering, recognize and defend human rights, foster an ongoing dialogue to uphold and improve the system aimed at benefiting all people. My nation, Liberia, is committed to this, and to this we entreat all nations to do the same. Our world cannot and will not get any better until we, the people across our world, intentionally push the values and ideals that promote international security and sustainable peace. I'm convinced that we can strengthen global security by respecting the sovereignty of each nation and dealing justly in times of conflict. Nations that are considered superpowers, emerging superpowers, and or are a bit more stronger due to their economic and military might should lead our world by making sure that every nation of theirs in dealing with the nations that are less powerful will exude peace and make our world more secure. Finally, let me say with every fiber of my being that which has been said before, that the fight for world peace is not just the work of diplomats and politicians. It's a collective effort that requires our hearts and our minds of each and every one of us